program is going to work is that Tom Green will come up first. He'll be followed by Nolan Ryan, and then Yvonne Rodriguez. There'll be no questions. Each gentleman will make a few remarks at the press conference, and that's the procedure we'll have here this afternoon. With that, I will turn it over to Tom Green.
I was hoping John was going to call on me last. I was down in the media room downstairs about 2 minutes ago. 20 years ago, I wouldn't be breathing like this. I was in a little better shape, but anyway. Sorry, John, about that. It doesn't seem that long ago that Sandy Johnson and Doug Gassaway got on a plane and flew to Puerto Rico for one of Louis Rosa's tryout camps in Puerto Rico. Louis usually had 10 or 15 players there for Sandy to look at, and this particular day was no different. Louis always used to have 3 or 4 favorites that he would say, Mr. Johnson, these are the 4 I like the best. Sandy would sift through those, look at the rest of them, and come away with the players he liked most. This particular day, Pudge was at that tryout camp, but he wasn't one of those 4. And while Sandy was watching Louis' players, Doug Gassaway was watching the rest of them. He came up to Sandy about 10 or 15 minutes into the workout, and he said, hey, you got to come see this catcher. This kid's 16 years old. Don't go by what he looks like. He's kind of short. He's kind of stocky. I just put a radar gun on him while he was throwing to second base. It was 93 miles an hour. You got to come see this guy. And so Sandy went over, and they watched Pudge throw, and he went back to Louis, and he said, Louis, if you want to sign one player in this tryout camp, we'll do it after you go sign Pudge. And Louis and Sandy talked to Pudge and his dad. They worked eventually out a contract, and Sandy signed a couple more of the players that were there. And then probably the next year at age 17, for the first time in his professional career, Pudge went to spring training, and we assumed that he was going to go to an extended spring program. He'd never played professionally. He just turned 17. And at the end of spring training, Orlando Gomez, who was the manager in Gastonia, said, I'd like to take him to Gastonia with me. And everybody said, well, he has to play. We'll keep him here in extended spring and let him get some at-bats. And Orlando said, no, I want to take him to Gastonia and be my everyday catcher. And he said, I know he can make contact, and he's the best catcher we have here. So we let Orlando do that. Pudge went to the South Atlantic League and was one of the 5 or 10 best prospects in that league at an age where most kids are juniors in high school. A couple of years later, he was the youngest player in the Texas League. He was playing in Tulsa. And the reports that we would get said, makes good contact, can catch in the big leagues right now. And so midway through that season, we decided that we would see for ourselves if Pudge was ready to catch in the big leagues. We called him to the big leagues. He reported to Chicago. We hadn't seen him play very much. And in the first game that he played, he had a line drive single to right field, and I'm not sure who the runner was. It was a pretty good runner. He threw him out stealing by 15 or 20 feet. And about maybe 5 or 6 days later, after looking back at what the scouting report said, it was obvious to us that, if anything, the scouting reports underestimated how good he really was. A couple of weeks later, we had a series in Toronto, and Pudge was catching, obviously, and he took a foul tip. A foul tip came down in the dirt, came back up and hit him, and he bent over and looked behind him to the crowd and kind of went like that, and they showed it on the diamond video. And they showed him look at the crowd, they showed the big smile on his face, and they showed the reaction of all the Blue Jay fans right behind home plate. They cheered, they smiled. It was kind of at that time that we'd seen the talent, but when you saw that interaction with the fans, you realized the charisma that he had too, and how great the smile was that he had. I don't need to tell all of you about Pudge's statistics. They obviously speak for themselves. He's been an MVP, been a World Series MVP. He's won countless gold gloves. He's hit over 310 times. But I think when I think of Pudge, what I think about most, I think about the smile. I think about the passion that he had for the game. And I think of the pure joy that was evident every time he took the field or the way he played the game. He was a great player, but those are the things that I remember most about Pudge. And Pudge, congratulations for your career. And I can truly say it was an honor for me to have had a front row seat to watch a lot of it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom. It's interesting to have witnessed Pudge's career and be involved in it at the start, and then see the player that he grew to be and the impact that he had on our organization. And so I'm really proud to say that I enjoyed being a teammate with him. And when I look back on some of the things that happened, I think that when the first time I threw to Pudge and saw him, I really thought that he was going to be a good receiver, and he had a great arm. We all knew that. I never anticipated or expected, I don't think, for him to have the career that he had and have the impact on the organization that he had. And so it was really exciting and fun to watch. You know, when I think back on when I first threw to him, Pudge didn't speak a lot of English in those days, and so the way we kind of worked it was that he would call the pitches, and I wouldn't shake or do anything until he called the pitch I wanted, and then I would shake yes, and then he'd go to location, and I wouldn't do anything until he went to location that I wanted, and then I'd shake yes. And so we got along real well that way, and I don't know, it was a month or two after he had been there, I had took a no-hitter into the seventh inning and gave up a hit in the seventh inning. And after the game, one of the reporters asked Pudge about the pitch I threw, and he goes, "He shook me off." So I knew then it wasn't going to take him long to be a catcher, because they figured that out real quick. And then Pudge likes to tell the story about in spring training where we had an inter-squad game, and he says he hit a home run off of me in center field, and next time up I hit him in the leg. I remember hitting him, but I don't remember the home run. But no, Pudge, it really has been an honor to play with you. It was really fun to watch your career develop and what you become, the player that you became, and also to see how our fans here in the Metroplex received you, and you've been one of the most popular players that we've ever had, and the fans truly related to you. And it was not only because of who you are and the way you played the game, your happiness, but that you wanted to play the same every day, and what you meant to our ball club and our organization. Not only do Tom and I appreciate that, but all our fans do too. So congratulations on a great career.
Thank you very much for you guys for being here today. It's a very hard day for me. It's a day when Juan Rodriguez, retired baseball player, been a great run. 21 years, been beautiful. You can see teammates of mine. Thank you guys for coming, being here. Great team, great players. We're getting along very well. We have great years, and we always play together. I want to thank fans here in Texas, and the fans from all over baseball, all over the country, all over baseball. I just want to say thanks to all the organizations that I play, fans, Detroit Tigers, Miami Marlins, Washington Nationals, Houston, New York Yankees, and of course, Texas Rangers organization and the fans. For me, it was a thrill and honor to play here for 4 years and be part of a great organization since day one. They gave me the chance to sign me when I was a little kid back home in Puerto Rico. Tom said, they came over and told me over there throwing balls all over the place. Luis Rosa, tell me that kid, you got a great arm, you need to sign him. That was the end of everything. Just being back here, I'm speaking every language. I'm speaking English well, I'm sorry. And to be honest with you, still don't speak the language very well. But I do my best. I want to say thanks for fans, media, for all the support they did for me for my career. I want to say thanks for my family, my mom and dad, my brother, for being there for me since I started playing baseball when I was 5 years old. Love you very much, and look why I'm here. Looking to all of you, Ron, looking at you, right here in Texas. Great place, and retire as a major league player, nothing better than this. It's all because you, my kid, my family, my wife, support that they did for me in my whole career. I learned a lot from my teammate, Nolan, good story. I remember I hit a home run. I really do remember. It was hit a home run off you is not easy. So I got to remember. Even though it was in a squad game, but I remember that. But it was great. I mean, it was great moment, great times. They teach me to play the game, the right way, play the game hard, and play the game all the way to the end. To the end, 27 hard outs. That's how I played the game for 21 years. I want to thank Mr. Scott Boras, Mike Fiore, Edgar Diaz, my trainer Jamie Adams. Those guys have been there for me for a long time, pretty much my whole career. Thank you guys very much. Edgar, thank you very much for your help that you did for me for 18 years. We're like brothers, and helped me to be, a player that I am. Jamie also, thanks for everything. I got here from day one. You helped me, you're taking care of me. That means a lot to me. And all of you guys are like my family. I just want to say this, just walking out of the white lines, but I'm always going to be in baseball for the rest of my life. I'll be in baseball and I'll be acting and I've been doing things, and you guys are going to see me around. On behalf of my family, wife, Derek, Amanda, Ivana, thank you all very, very much for the support and the help that you guys did for my career, my whole career. Now it's time for this guy right here to go out there and play the game hard, and don't take anything for that. Go for it. Love you guys. Thank you very much. And it was a great run. Again, fans are the great. And I'm here because just fans. They did very good. Thank you very much. God bless you all. And got it?